We're going to look back on it in like 20 years. Like, why did you use that giant microphone?
The SM7.
Why don't you use the Bluetooth wireless?
These sound better though.
They do.
Yeah.
Well, these sound great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, as I always do in 20 years, we're going
When
to
every microphone's wireless.
yeah, Bluetooth microphones. It can mimic any microphone.
We're analog.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
It's true.
We are analog.
It's true.
We're
in that age.
We're gonna start just recording straight to like wax cylinder. Just cause
For the podcast.
Yeah, you're gonna need a gramophone to play it back, but
Yeah.
it's just Pro Tools is too mainstream.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's cheating,
The
really.
sound quality is just so much better on gramophone.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
An exclusive 45.
When it's playing back
Yeah,
off
yeah.
a wax cylinder, it's all grainy. You don't get that kind of
It's
warmth.
just a player piano.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
a roll on a player piano.
Yeah, it's gonna
really
be
trendy.
very exclusive.
Yeah, the
Okay.
TikTok trends are really taking
Getting out
hold
of
these
control.
days. Yeah.
Can't keep up with these micro trends, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, we're rolling on everything.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Cool. How's it going, everybody? This is the Garden Groove podcast, supposedly coming from a studio that works.
Whoa. They don't have to know all the struggles that we
kidding.
went through. This was seamless.
This
They
is
don't even know
100%
how the sausage
seamless.
was Made. Yeah.
Nothing even happened.
Yeah, it just comes to you.
Yeah. It just started.
There-
we
we just got here.
Everybody just got here.
They can't know
and
our
we
secret
just
sauce.
started.
It was 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sharp.
And everything works.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are here with Pump Action today, and we are very excited to have y'all here. This is only our second episode that we've done with a full band, I think. We
Yeah,
had
well, I was
years.
telling you, we did like a St. Patrick's Day episode,
Yeah.
and everybody had like Lucky Charms and Guinness. Jackson was dressed up.
Where's
He had
Art?
like a.
Wait, can you curse on this podcast?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
you
thank
can.
God.
We passed that
Yeah,
point
you're
a long
allowed
time
to.
ago.
Right away.
Just write it right at the
Yeah.
top. Hey, can we start that over?
Yeah.
Where's our Guinness? That's
Oh,
Trent's
no.
favorite
Yeah.
beer.
Oh,
Hey.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
It's fair.
just come back for the next St.
Patrick's
Patrick's
Day?
Day.
All
Yeah, I feel like that needs to be an every year thing now because it was so much fun.
It was so fun.
I was wearing my leprechaun costume,
I'm You were
which I
decked
do
out.
have.
So,
which,
you know.
so
I'm
which is-
Irish, as you can tell. So
Yeah, it was the first thing I thought when I
Yeah.
saw you. Actually, yeah.
everybody always says that.
like you
Yeah.
got the Irish look to you. and-
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I too am a very Irish person.
Getting the
so-
look.
Really?
Yeah. Could you tell?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't actually think that about when they
Yeah.
see me.
Yeah.
They're like, no way. There's
Yeah.
no way
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
Irish in any capacity.
Yeah.
Well, so we've got you guys here. Y'all are Nashville based now, but you started in Miami.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about that. How did everybody meet and come together as Pump Action?
Yeah, I mean, actually, Pop was the catalyst for putting us all together.
Oh, nice. Cool.
We all went to University of Miami, as you said. We were all in the music school together, Frost School of Music, and Pop and I were in the same major when we started school, and we met at orientation. And then he was like, "I really want to start a band," because he hadn't played in a band. Wait, why am I telling you this story? Here, come tell
Yeah,
the
hop
story.
on the mic and
Come on, dude.
Yeah. As Spencer was saying, we met through orientation, and then I think I saw Spencer perform at a coffee house one time, and I was like,
It's like an open mic.
Mhm.
all right, this dude,
Dope.
I want him to sing in my future band that I definitely want to have.
yeah.
Dude,
And
when you
then-
hear that voice, I get it.
Yeah, for sure. And
Dude.
then I think when I was applying to Miami, the bass professor was like, there's this kick-ass drummer named Jack Dratch that you have to play with. So there's my drummer, my singer. And then we were talking about getting another guitar player. And I met Trent through class. And Jack or Spencer didn't know him yet, but I vouched for him and worked out.
Yeah.
And
You
he's
clearly-
a kick butt guitar player as well.
Yeah,
In
dude.
case my mom's listening. I didn't say kick ass the first time.
She's already
Yeah.
mad at me.
Yeah.
Right at the show.
yeah.
We started pretty much, this unit was maybe October of freshman year of college, so pretty quick. It was the project, and it kind of just developed into friendship, and then roommates, and then our full-time goal, and it kind of just kept going up the mountain, and it's still climbing. So it's
Yeah.
very cool.
Dude, I love that kind of stuff. Well, when it's actually like, I say this maybe every podcast at this point, in which I apologize. But like, we're living in an age of like artists, and there's not as many bands as there used to be, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like it used to be AC/DC and Van Halen, and then it's moved on to, not that it's a bad thing, but it's moved on to like Ariana Grande, and it's less of the band, but it's more about the person up front. And you can hear that even in the mixing too.
Yeah, that's how this
Like-
band is too. Don't get it twisted. It's about the person up front
Yeah.
in this band too.
To be clear.
So
Yeah,
this
let's
is the
just be
Spencer
100%
show.
clear.
Yeah.
Sure, we want Spencer on the mic for
Yeah.
this. Or?
Yeah, they should not have given me a
Yeah.
microphone.
I love when it's a band though, like when it's
Yeah.
actually a group of people that know each other and they actually hang out
Yeah.
in like their day to day.
Well, I feel like it translates in our music too. Like
Mhm.
there's like things about the music that we make that are very reminiscent of the things that we listen to individually. And then when it comes together, it's kind of its own thing, as opposed to kind of having like a one person's artistic vision be the thing. It's
Right.
everybody's all at once.
Yeah, right.
And what is that like with y'all's different influences? Like what is everybody influenced by? If you have like a couple of like, I don't know, 2 bands that you sort of feel like you bring to the overall.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, like I love pop music. Like
Okay.
I've always loved pop music. I grew up on pop music. So like
Gotcha.
like Stevie Wonder and like Michael Jackson and like all that kind of stuff that is like really near and dear to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up on classic rock, and
Mhm.
then I kind of got into the indie folk thing. But I don't know, I'm a mixed bag. I like pretty much everything, but I reach for the indie folk. I reach for like Americana stuff.
Mhm.
Nice.
Then I'll speak for Pop loves like soul. He loves country music, like big Luke Combs guy. Also
Okay.
Kodak Black.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
A
yeah.
Trends.
little Kodak influence in there every
Yeah,
once
you
in a
could
while.
tell- you could tell.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for that.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for it when
Yeah.
y'all start playing.
Yeah.
And then Trent's like our resident metalhead. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Sabbath,
Nice.
Megadeth, Eras, a bunch of metalcore bands, and also pop stuff too in indie, but definitely more on the metal side. So it's very eclectic.
For
but
sure.
I think if you listen to our catalog, you'll hear that come through throughout.
sure.
You can tell sorry that I'm forgetting, but your top song on Spotify?
Maybe it's you.
Yeah.
The top one. Yeah.
I was listening to that today and there's just like a shredding solo.
Yeah.
Toward like midway through it.
Yeah.
And like I notably did like yeah,
All right.
okay, sure.
Straight face.
Oh, it's beautiful. Like it
So
fits
funny.
just well. Yeah, I love
That's
it.
like that's like kind of what I'm talking about. It's like you listen to that song and you're like, I wouldn't necessarily expect there to be like a guitar solo here. I wouldn't expect the groove to go this way. Or I wouldn't expect the bass line to be this way. But like
Right.
it comes together in such a way where you're like, oh yeah, that all works. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's all
Right.
kind of comes together to be a cohesive whole. You know,
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
authentic that way.
for sure.
Where you're making the most of each band member. You're letting them do their own thing.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah,
of holding back.
definitely.
That's not poppy enough. You can't shred like that. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
How dare you?
Yeah, I think it just makes it more fun for us because like I feel like we're just kind of trying to make music that feels authentic to each one of us, and
Sure.
because of that, it comes out like super
Unique.
weird. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's its own thing. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's funny too because we'll get stuff on Instagram or YouTube. We'll get comments be like, "Yo, like, what genre is this?" Or like, "How do you describe yourself?" And I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah,
but it
who
doesn't
knows?
really matter.
Yeah.
You know, if
It does
we,
matter.
we like what we like, and you know, I've probably described it a million different ways,
Same.
and I think we all
Yeah,
do.
I was gonna
but
say,
like in the end, it's just a melting pot, and that's what we enjoy.
what's your default answer when you get hit with that? Just to
I say like funk rock with a touch of soul.
yeah.
Spencer has a more like band. Right?
Yeah, I always said if Maroon 5 listened to a lot more Stevie Wonder when they were younger.
Yeah. Just a little bit extra soul.
Yeah, yeah,
in
exactly.
the
Like
mix.
in the
yeah.
guitar tones, I can
Yeah.
hear that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like that song's about Jane, like Maroon 5 kind of vibe. That's
Yeah.
Right.
kind of where we live.
I kind
Yeah.
of agree with that.
Yeah.
It's well said.
That album is fucking insane. Like it's so
Oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Such a good album.
Stand
That-
up the
fun
test of
fact,
time.
one of the first like demos we ever recorded for anything at all. What song was it, Jack? We did a Maroon 5 song. Was it Sunday Morning?
yeah.
Like in Jack's dorm room our freshman year. It was the worst thing ever.
It's
Like
so bad.
yeah, if we gotta like put it up for people to buy like as like an NFT or something like that for somebody to buy, but it's gotta be like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
$15,000 because it's horrible.
Bring back the
Recorded with a
NFTs.
SM57 in a Frost School of Music practice room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
Fun.
Focusrite like
Yeah.
2x2 like
Yeah,
little
Dude, you got to put in you got to pay your dues like that though.
100%.
yeah.
I had a college house my last 2 years of college that had like no foundation, and it was built in the 40s.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it had a foundation, I guess. I don't know enough about that kind of
building.
Yeah,
It was a rough place.
I don't know enough about all that stuff.
It's just sliding into the dirt.
It didn't have any like hard
Walls.
concrete foundation, and it wasn't a house. It was just it was
shack.
Yeah, it was just a shack. You know, breeze blowing through. But there was this like extra room in the back that was our band room, and it just should not have been recorded in at all. And that's how we like made our first record. It's just to make and do. It's like we have this room, so
that's not much different than how we recorded. Maybe It's You was recorded in our house. In Miami, like it was we had like a sunroom. Like if you're familiar with like South Florida architecture, there's like a lot of rooms that are just kind of added on. That's like big sliding glass doors, and like probably the worst thing you could possibly record in. And we tracked the whole song, like drums. We did everything like in that house.
the walls were screened.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
That's
it was-
awesome.
It was a glass reverb chamber.
Yeah,
Is where we
totally.
recorded that song.
And that's
in.
that's our most streamed song. Is like it was in that house.
Yeah, did y'all do
love
drums
that
and all
kind
in
of
there?
All of
Yeah.
it. All
Wow,
of it.
that's
I
awesome.
think I did vocals in my bedroom, but
Yeah.
apart from that, it was it was all recorded in there.
That's
I
awesome.
love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we just wanted to get that song out really fast, so we were like, we got to do it right now. We got to do it right now. And we like couldn't get time in the school studio at that point, like for whatever
You were
reason.
just itching.
It's
to
like,
get it
Ed,
done.
let's just do it. We'll just do it at home.
Yeah.
Dude, it's great though, because you hear so many times people need to they need to wait for the right piece of gear to be able to record. There's just like wait, or even like the song is never finished, that kind of stuff too. Just record it, put it out,
make it,
see if there's a good response to it.
Yeah, I've always subscribed to the idea that like when you're releasing music, you kind of have to just let it be the best that you can do at that particular moment.
At that moment, yeah.
And then it's just like anything else that you do later. If you want to re-release it in 10 years when you have better gear, fine. If the song is good, the song is good though. So like just put it out, do whatever you can do at that moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like just because I mean, even on our projects, like Jack and I were mixing the EP and like the first couple of singles that we put out after. And I'd never mixed anything before, like stuff that we were putting out. And it was just like, we just kind of dug into it and we're like, let's do this, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that there's a certain quality about putting your all into something that translates, even if the product isn't like incredible, spectacular, sparkling final product, it still sounds like it's like, oh no, this person gave a shit about what they were doing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I always think it's time and attention.
Yeah.
If you put a lot of time and attention into anything, like you do enough of that, like it's something beautiful is going to come out of it.
For sure.
For sure. Like, and especially if the song is good, if the seed is good.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, I was going to say if you water it enough, but I've killed some cactuses because I've watered them too much. But you know my point.
Yeah.
Like just put enough, because I feel like for me, Jackson's taught me a boatload about mixing and all of that world. Because when I first met Jackson a year and a half ago or something like that, I didn't know a lot about mixing or any of that.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to learn it myself. And if I sent my songs off to a mixer, they could mix it in like maybe 5 hours or something.
Yeah.
But for me, it probably genuinely takes like 100 hours
Yeah.
to mix a song.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, after like the 102nd hour, I'm like pretty happy with it.
And you're better.
I'm way
you
better.
learn something.
I
you
spend
know?
100 hours on something.
Yeah.
I could spend 100 hours on a yo-yo
Yeah.
and
That would be
get
cool.
better at that.
That would be cool. If you want to do that for the next podcast, that would be pretty sick.
Do you know Walker Burroughs?
I was literally just about to say
yeah,
that.
yeah. Do you
Yeah.
know Walker Burroughs?
No, is he a yo-yoing
He's a
musician?
singer-songwriter, but
Yeah.
he just recently got sponsored by
By
a
like
yo-yo company for
yeah,
like
yeah.
his
Hell
tour
yeah.
that he's doing. And I was like, that's the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I love it.
That's
I love
so
it. Because I think he
awesome.
just like played with he just like did yo-yo tricks and he was like, I'm just gonna
Right.
Make it
at
part of the
this
brand.
company. Yeah, and like see what they say.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you want to like have some free yo-yos and like be sponsored for like this guy's brilliant.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
it's so
Those
good.
are so funny
Do we
too.
have niche talents like that we can outsource?
What do you got?
I can kind of do
Kendama?
some film photography, but like not.
Yeah.
That's not like. I feel like I need to get smaller, like
Yeah.
niche, like more niche than
Yeah.
And
Rubik's
see-
Cube.
Yeah,
Anybody
underwater
do a
lady.
Rubik's Cube?
that. No,
Football.
I've always wanted to learn how to do that.
I don't know either.
You can solve it. Yeah.
Okay,
I did know that. Yeah,
get on
training
it.
that.
Go.
Instead of a
Get your
guitar
speed
solo.
up. Get your speed up, and you might get you a sponsorship.
Dude, that would be sick if you could do like solve it with one hand and then play with your left hand. Yeah, that would be
I'm
cool.
thinking there's no music at all.
Just
we're
him
gonna take
solving?
a quick break. And we're gonna solve a
Between
Rubik's
songs.
Cube real quick.
Our lead guitar player's gonna do a Rubik's Cube real quick. Get a Trent.
It's a super important gig, and we're like on a time constraint.
Yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
We need you to do this in 35 seconds, otherwise we're gonna get kicked
Yeah,
off.
it's
the
all the
stage.
time we have.
Snare roll the whole time.
He's out there just like,
Yeah.
They got the strobes going.
Yeah.
on.
yeah.
People are
Fog
cheering,
machine.
screaming.
We just take out all of his solos, and every single one we just make him solve a Rubik's cube instead.
Mic up the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, so you can hear the clack,
Yeah,
clack, clack,
totally.
rhythmic, yeah.
Y'all are laughing.
You hear how fast that is?
Yeah.
No, y'all are
How
laughing.
fast is
But
this side of the Mississippi?
this is gonna happen now.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
How fast have you solved one before?
I'm not like fast.
Not yet.
You got to get those
Yeah,
hands
yeah.
up, man. You got to get that speed.
Yeah.
Slow and
we got a
steady.
whole-
Yeah, that's what you're shooting for with your.
We got a long drive to
gotta
Charleston
be
this
accurate.
weekend. You gotta get
There
it
you
together
go.
for that.
It's
Yeah.
plenty of time to
Yeah.
get your speed up
It's
by
like
a few
5 hours.
seconds,
You
maybe.
play chess too, yeah?
I'm terrible.
Let's
Yeah.
bring
Yeah,
it
but
all
chess,
out.
but
Let's
chess
bring
is
it
your
all
car
out.
ride of choice.
Anybody that can beat you
Yeah.
in chess after
That's
the
your-
show gets a free T-shirt.
That's good.
And you have like,
No.
We're gonna lose a
but
lot
then
of
if
money.
you
You're gonna
beat
be there
them,
till,
but
like,
if you
2.
beat them, they have to buy one.
Yeah.
And that's and there's like a contract. There you
I
go.
kinda like that.
You sling some merch that way,
Dude, like
It's
Rubik's
solid.
Rubik's Cube merch too.
That's not a bad
You got
idea.
your face
Yeah.
on like one side of it.
That's not a bad idea.
There's only 4 of you though.
If we made
Yeah,
it,
it's find
It's
it.
a square. It's a cube, isn't it? We could put
Yeah.
one face on.
You
on
can
each
show
side.
4 sides of a cube at once, so you
Yeah.
can put your
Yeah.
faces. Yeah.
if
Man.
we branded Trent as a chess playing Rubik's Cube solver, that would be the most opposite
Can you imagine?
personality difference possible.
People would have no idea what you're like.
What
as a
is
person.
this?
It'd be very confusing.
Yeah, it would be just so like not consistent with who you are.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of niche interests. To be fair, like that League, not really anymore,
Yeah.
but Reformed League of
Bro,
Legends. player.
yeah. I hear it.
yeah.
I hear that gets people, and it's all they want to do.
Yeah, I've lost a few friends to the league.
My roommate's on Dota. He's
Is he
a-
really?
What is
yeah.
that one?
Defense of the Ancients.
I've never even heard of that.
And I know what it is now.
It kind of sounds awesome.
And he's
never
in
heard
there.
of that
He's
one.
in there with like his saying. I'm so sorry, Blake, if you see this.
That's
I love
tough.
you.
We won't
love
tell
you,
him we did
Blake.
this
But
podcast.
we're gonna cut this. Don't worry.
Blake was supposed to be here today as our one-person audience.
Yeah, he
but
was our audience during
He
St.
forgot.
Patrick's Day.
It's okay.
All right.
He's playing Dota.
Yeah, this is his
He's
prize.
playing
Yeah.
Dota right
he's
now.
We could set. That's what the
Yeah.
loft is for.
That's
It's a little
so
game.
funny.
You get
It's
the balcony
it's
seats.
a little gaming room.
Yeah, put Blake
Oh, I
up
thought you
there
were talking about for the
Yeah.
audience.
I
I
think
thought
it
they
was
were
like,
just gonna be
the
like peeking out.
mezzanine.
That's what it's. I
Shout
think
out
it should be that.
mezzanine.
Yeah, a little mezzanine
That would
seating.
be great.
That'd
You
be cool.
have like a box seating, really,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
think
really.
about it.
That would be cool.
Well, on all of those notes, do y'all want to play
Play some
notes?
Yeah.
Oh, beat me to it.
That was
Wow.
good. That was good.
Only takes 30 to get moving. You ride like a saying on a cloud. Up there you're grooving. And Lord knows when you will come down. Your mother warned you about Mary, but you just told her to be cool. And now the neighbors, they tell their kids to stay away from you. Said, how does it feel? Is it real up in your mind? 'Cause now you're by yourself. Street motels and long, long lines. Can you feel the euphoria slipping away? Can you feel the euphoria slipping away? No, no, no. mess. I said, was it worth it for a handful of Bayer's very best? You found fascination with old jewelry. You get mad when they say it's not yours. You sacrifice your life just to end up dead on Tiffany's floor. Oh, how does it feel? Is it real or in your mind? 'Cause now you're by yourself. Cheap motels and long nights. Can you feel the euphoria slipping away? So can you feel it, baby? Can you feel the euphoria slipping away? Said, how does it feel? Is it real or in your mind? 'Cause now you're by yourself. Cheap motels and long lines. Can you feel the euphoria slipping away? So can you feel it, baby? Can you feel the euphoria slipping away? Can you feel it? 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 Can you feel it?
All right.
So good.
yeah, that was really solid.
Thanks, guys.
Do you have any? Your voice is so good. I'm sorry if I
Thanks,
say it
man.
4 times throughout the podcast.
No, I appreciate it.
But do you have like for someone? Was there like a trick that helped you? That was like a threshold moment for you, like, or is it just a gradual thing where you felt comfortable singing?
Not really, because I've kind of always been singing. I was singing before anything to do with like writing or producing or playing. It was singing first. Like my mom used to say that I was singing before I could talk. So I was always singing. And then I didn't take lessons for singing until I was in college, until I got to UM. But I think it was just like, honestly, just a bullish, like, arrogance of like a small child. Like, because I was doing it from like a really young age, and I was kind of trying to perform and do things out from a really young age. And I didn't know that I sucked. So I was like, it was good to not know that you were bad, so I could just like kind of keep going. Like, and by the time it was like I had the self-awareness to be a little bit self-conscious about it. I had already put in quite a few hours of practice before. So it's like, okay, like I can kind of sort of do it. And then it obviously I took the time to like really learn what I was doing, you know?
I think there's a lot to be said for that. Just keep doing it. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think, for me as a drummer, like, I don't know if I ever got good, but like, I mean, there's something really helpful with like parents encouraging
Yeah.
and just saying like, yeah, you know, you're good.
Yeah.
Just keep
Yeah.
going, right?
Yeah, for sure. And
It'll work, right?
I think that I got really lucky with parents that are like have nothing to do with music, but really were always kind of on the train. They were like, "Yeah, you want to do that? Do it."
I'm in
You
the
know what I
same
mean?
boat. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, I didn't have like a family member or a friend or like a teacher that was like, "No, you're not going to do that. That's stupid." There were some that were like, "Are you sure? Like it's not easy." But I was like, I never had anybody that was like, "No, that's stupid. You're not going to do that."
It's huge.
Do you
I'm very
have
lucky.
siblings that are?
I have an older brother.
An older brother. What is
Yeah.
he?
He's an engineer.
Engineer. Okay.
Yeah, he's an engineer. He works for Home Depot.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah, my parents are like straight up like business people,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it was
that goes the same for all of us.
yeah. I don't think we
Really?
have any like musical
Really.
family really.
But all had support. Incredible. And still have
Yeah.
support.
Yeah,
Incredible
for sure.
support.
It's the key, dude.
Yeah.
Whether it's family or whether it's friends, like as long as you have like that freaking life force
100%.
being like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not that bad.
Yeah. And did you? I don't know if this is true for y'all, but like when I didn't really have that many friends that did music growing up, but I like had friends that were supportive of me doing it. Like most of them, my best friends now from home were in my band in high school, but like a lot of other friends, like none of them were really musicians. I didn't have like a music community until I got to college.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Really?
you guys.
I think
did-
all
did-
the guys that I played with in my first band in like middle school are, I think they're doing just other stuff.
Yeah.
Which and
Same.
not even really playing in bands or anything, which is interesting. Like I'm sure you probably felt this like when you meet other people that when you're first coming up and getting started with it, you meet other people that are so much better than you that you learn from, and then you end up being the crazy guy that stuck with it.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing wrong with either way, either route, but it's just fascinating, I think, to see like how things pan out, you know,
Totally.
where you're like, wow, I'm still at this. And
Yeah.
like the people that taught me are doing different things now.
I still maintain that some of my like one of my really good friends, he's married, he's a lawyer, and I still maintain that if he decided he wanted to do this, he'd be way better than me. Like
oh yeah,
way
that's the
better.
other thing too. Is
Yeah.
like,
There's
you
those
could
for
crush
sure.
me if you
Yeah.
wanted it.
Yeah,
and,
he
and
just
you
wanted
did
other
it.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those people for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, my other thing was like I would talk to a bunch of like older people back home, and when I was telling them I was moving to Nashville, almost all these people like they're maybe in their 50s or something, but they were like, "Man, like I wish I kept doing it."
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
lot
it
of that, and I was like, I would look at them, and I'm sure they were happy with their decision. They just like, but I can't imagine looking back and being like, "Shoot, like I wish I did it."
Yeah.
Like I think that was the one that got me.
Yeah.
More so.
That's one of the things that I think was a motivating factor for all of us to move here together and do the band thing
Yeah.
together. Is we were
Mhm.
like, we don't want to look back because we really felt like we kind of got something here.
Yeah.
And we were like, I mean, I know for myself, I didn't want to look back in like 5 years, 10 years or something and be like, shit, that would have been,
Yeah.
if like I could really
Yeah,
like
what
make
could that
something
have
work,
done?
that would have been it. I would have
Yeah.
really loved to make that work, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like we worked well together, and to have abandoned this because I wanted to go to New York, Trent wanted to go to LA, like something else, like it would have been a waste, I think. And I wouldn't want wasted potential. I feel like I'm really wary of wasted potential.
Yeah.
You know?
With the move to Nashville, when did that happen for y'all? Is that recent, or have y'all been here for a few years now?
It was a month after graduation.
Okay.
We kind of had like a
So that was last year.
Last year.
yeah 1 year. Yeah, we've been here just a little bit over a year now. I don't know. We kind of had a talk like fall semester of senior year
Mhm.
where we all just got together and we're like, okay, are we going to do this? You know, and we kind of had like a heart to heart about it, and we said we're going to try.
Mhm.
So from there, like we were already kind of intent in Miami of doing it, but then at that point, I was like, okay, we're going to move out of Miami.
Yeah.
We're going to really push, and this is the goal, the priority from now on. So we made like a spreadsheet that had Austin, Nashville, New York, LA, pros and cons, contacts, people we know from college or whatever.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go to Nashville first. Spencer's got family that lives in the area.
Oh, cool.
It was the most affordable. It was closest for us. So we I think right before the spring semester, we planned like a 6 day trip. And by the time we were done, we knew we wanted to be here. We didn't even have to go another place. I mean, it was a discussion, but it just kind of won us over. The people that we met, the stories, what they said was possible here, just like the affordability comparison. It just, everything lined up, and we saw a show. It was great, and it just made sense.
Yeah.
So we're very fortunate for that.
For sure.
And I think we can all agree that Nashville has been amazing for all of us individually and collectively.
It's such a crazy place to be.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
It's like there's no other place in the world like this.
Yeah.
Like it's the music hub of the world right now, especially for like acoustic like bands.
Yeah.
Like I think you got some other hubs in the country when it comes to like DJ stuff.
That's where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I know that Miami has like a really big like metal and pop punk kind of scene. Like a lot of
Broward
the
County,
a lot of the studios and producers are based out of there. And I'm not sure what the history is on that. I've just noticed kind of over. What did you think of the scene as far as y'all's lane outside of those other genres? Is it? I mean, it's okay. You don't have to be mean, but you don't also have to lie.
It was
Like,
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Really?
It was rough.
Short, putting it short.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more venues on a mile radius of Gallatin Pike in East Nashville than there is for music like us in all of Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
So for most of our tenor as a band down there, for all intents and purposes, we were a cover band. Because that's what was available. It was rock bars, and most of them not in Miami. We would go up to Del Rey. We'd go down to the Keys. There was one or two venues, but just nothing like the Basement or Underdog or East Room or just like your small venues that you can get started in.
Yeah.
And it was a very self-contained scene that it just didn't work out for us, and we couldn't break into it, and we felt like we had the short end of the stick and some experiences there, and even geographically.
That's what I was about to say. It's so far away from the rest of
You want to
the
get to Atlanta, it's 9 hours.
Yeah.
You want to even
Is
get
it really 9?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I made that drive many times.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
That is a rough drive.
A lot of the bands
Just
that
watch
were
out for the camera behind you, just so you're not blocking his view. Sorry.
a lot of the bands that were at like the echelon of the Miami scene, which were super cool people, but a lot of their touring was very Florida contained. Like they go up to Gainesville and Tallahassee and Orlando, which is great, and they had killer turnouts in all those cities, but we just felt like we didn't see many bands from Miami pushing past that. And
there's
we
a
wanted
ceiling.
to go past that.
The ceiling is Georgia.
It's
It has a name.
Yeah.
Well, Nashville is so amazingly positioned geographically because you can hit the entire Midwest, the whole East Coast, the whole Deep South.
Yep.
I mean, you can reach all three of those places, starting at about 2 to 3 hours away, all the way up to, if you want to drive 8 to 10. Yeah. And you can hit, I mean, Chicago's 7. And if you were to go, I don't know, let's say, I guess the farthest major city that would still be within a weekend drive is like maybe New Orleans or something. And like, that's what, 9 or 10 hours.
It was very true. Like in Colorado.
Oh yeah, when
Colorado
I was,
is like an island.
We've both been musicians in Colorado, and it's like you can't get anywhere in under 8 hours.
Yeah.
You got
And
Omaha,
it's Salt Lake City.
You got Salt Lake City. You got you could go down to New Mexico.
Play for some Mormons and
exactly. Like
and
we did
Walter
it.
White.
And Walter White.
We did it one tour
Find your niche.
out of Denver. We played our kickoff show in Denver, and then we drove 16 hours to Houston, where I'm
Jesus
from.
Christ.
And then we toured the South because that's where we knew people.
Gotta
and
want it.
we were able to hit every spot. But it was a 16-hour drive just to get to the actual starting point of the tour.
Yeah.
Because there was nowhere, like, we'd have to drive 40 hours to hit 4 places if we were going to try and stay in the region.
Dude, I don't even think I realized until we were here how well located Nashville is.
Well
Like
located.
when when did we play in Cincinnati? It was like a month ago or something like that. And Cincinnati's like a 4-hour drive. I was like, what the fuck? It takes the same amount of time to get to Cincinnati as it does to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. Insane. Like
St. Louis, 4.5.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was
Crazy.
like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I
thought it was like
could've
8
sworn it
hours
would be
away.
Like, yeah, I would have thought it was like
Yeah.
7-8 hours. Like,
It's
no.
weird.
Yeah, it's really
yeah.
strange how like it makes sense as to why so many people. Well, first of all, everybody here is not from here. Like,
Right.
A
but
1,000,000%.
there's it makes a lot of sense as to why people touring musicians, but also just like people who want to remain available to be bi-coastal kind of settle here. International airport, flights to New York are like $100, like flights to LA are like $2. It's like, oh, it makes sense, like why
Yeah.
everybody wants to settle down here.
Right.
Yeah, it's and then it's not cheap, but the cost of living is much better than LA, New York, and Austin,
Yep.
Yeah.
and even
Way
Denver
better.
for that matter.
And Miami, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Miami has some of the highest cost of living I've heard.
Trust me.
Is that
we
right?
have- yeah. We got lucky. I mean, we were in like a house that was rented out by like the nicest guy on the entire planet.
Yeah,
it was
he
like
wasn't,
our,
like-
our neighbor.
Yeah,
But like, I mean, like a $1,700 studio is not outside of the realm of
Yeah.
possibility in
Yeah, man.
Miami at all.
yeah,
At least.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
it's
Pretty
so
crazy.
tricky.
crazy.
And I mean,
That's
the same
nuts.
thing with the traffic argument too, because you
Oh,
know we
Jesus,
move
yeah.
here and everyone's like, "Oh, the traffic, I-40." You know,
Yeah,
the
so
I-40
crowded.
merges, and we're like,
Yeah,
"You didn't live on US 1
Yeah.
for 3
Well,
years.
I've also
it didn't
heard
take you
Atlanta
15 minutes to go a
traffic-
mile."
I've heard people that drive in Atlanta like
Bro.
want to die,
Bro.
basically.
Bro.
You know, grass is always greener.
That's what
Kamikaze
I've
every
heard.
time on the road.
Yeah,
And like you grow up there and you're like, oh, is this what just like driving at 5 p.m. is like? And then you leave and you're like, oh no.
that
no.
wasn't normal.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's just these people are stupid. Like,
Yeah,
that's why.
yeah.
It sucks when
These
people
people
are
play with their
stupid.
lives every day.
I mean, just like it's the only place you could drive 100 miles an hour and people are still flying past you.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I on the fucking
Golly.
autobahn? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the things that people complain about that lived in Nashville for a long time are stuff that we're excited about.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, maybe
true.
we're still too green, but for now it's all good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
we
all
got
about
it. It was just-
perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
So true.
I love it here, man. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sweet.
great.
I have a hard time thinking of like why I would want to leave. It would have
Yeah.
to be like a big opportunity to
Yeah.
take me
Yeah.
out of here at this point, I think.
Dude, I think it's the people. Like,
I think so too.
it's
Everyone's so collaborative.
everybody's
Yeah,
so
down to
collaborative,
earth.
willing. Like, I mean, you guys were willing to do this after
In a heartbeat.
Yeah,
some
of course.
chaos. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of that, and it's just like it's a breath of fresh air to see.
I
No one's putting on like the strange ego or trying to do something necessarily. It's just
Yeah.
like just hanging out. We're all trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
We all got the same centerpiece.
I've heard whispers that like the more like you get into like the country scene, the more it can be
It's-
it can be a little bit like
There's more industry
It's-
involved
yeah,
or
just
something.
it's a little bit more of the
industry.
machine
Yeah.
like, with that, but that's not really my scene
Yeah.
necessarily, so I haven't really experienced it very much. But
We
even the
fully-
country people that I know are like some of the kindest people on the planet.
Oh,
So,
they're always so nice.
yeah, and then
Well, they just got a harder scene, maybe.
for sure.
And I
Like
think
it's
it just-
saturated.
It
here,
attracts
obviously.
a more LA type personality.
I would think
You
Yeah.
know, I think so. It's not even necessarily that the people themselves are more cutthroat. It's just that the types of people that get attracted to that, as opposed to being a DIY band who's doing it for the love of the game, and
Yep.
also trying to build something outside of that.
Yep.
It's a bit different of an environment because it's sort of like. I think everyone sees each other as like, okay, we're all kind of in the same boat. We're
Yeah.
all trying to, and there's no real, what you're doing doesn't take away from what I'm doing. What I'm
Yeah.
doing doesn't take away from what you're doing. Whereas in the
There's
in the country world, there's a limited number of spots on every label. There's a
Totally.
limited number of writer slots at every publishing company or round.
Yeah.
And then it starts to get a little bit weird, and people, the people that are predisposed to be that way are
they
act
get
that
the
way.
opportunity. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
It feels less DIY, just in general.
yeah.
Right?
I can't imagine that the situation of like you go play around at the Bluebird and then somebody sees you and then you just blow up. Like that's not
It
really
doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
it's
not a thing.
It's exactly what you're saying. It's like it's more industry, it's more machine, and
Yeah.
there's kind of a way to go about it, and you can kind of
Yeah.
see that pretty clearly.
It's a game that you have to play.
If that's the world that you want to be in, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've kind of been talking to more country writers recently because that's kind of something that I do outside of the band is like a lot of like writing and production and stuff.
Great.
And I'm kind of trying to see like what that world looks like in Nashville or perhaps in LA or in New York or whatever. But it does seem like you kind of have to do the thing. You kind of have to play the game a little bit more to do if you really want to get into like what's available to you from like a publisher perspective here.
Yeah.
You kind of have to play the game a little bit more.
Right.
And,
It's a different kind of deal.
it's kind of something that's like, do I really want to do that? I don't
How
know.
much do you want to play
Exactly.
the game?
Exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so what's the game that you guys are trying to play? Is it just book as many shows as possible, get a good experience for people and grow your name that way? How hard are you trying to hit that? How hard are you trying to hit social media?
It's a little bit of both. I think our live shows have definitely been something that we pride ourselves on since we started. I think just like all of us have, facility on our instruments. All of us like to show that. We have high energy performance. We have a lot of crowd engaging stuff. And I think like we could be on an 8-hour like schlep to whatever city, you name it. We get there and we're all miserable and just hungry and hangry. And we get on stage and it just goes away. And then it's euphoric. I think like the live aspect has been so exciting for us. And now we kind of took a year to understand how booking works. We've kind of figured out, you need to book 6 months in advance if you want to book, a string of shows, and kind of just learning that world of regional booking. And now we're kind of at a place where for 2025 and beyond, like we're really ready to start making that live show touring, get in the van and go.
Good, dude.
Our next big step. But then social media has been big for us too. I mean, cannot be understated. Trent is kind of our social media guru.
Yeah.
Dope.
And we started our TikTok a couple years ago, and some of our, like maybe it's you, for example, in our last release, Euphoria, both were kind of generated and fueled by big TikTok and Instagram success. And I think the most recently, though, what we're trying to hope for the social media and live shows to combine is like with this Euphoria release, our last single, is the first time that like those followers that were coming on to our page because of our viral content were reaching out and be like, I love your music. I'm from this city. You got to come here. And suddenly you're getting real organic fans for the first time, which is translated with the release. And we're still getting messages. And now it really feels like the perfect time. It's now people actually are not just following because they thought something we posted was funny or, and passive followers. Now we're getting active fans. And it's small, but it's way bigger than it was just a couple months ago.
That's the thing that I think plagues every artist's mind right now in music is, it's like a chicken or the egg thing where it's like, do I have to go viral for people to start streaming my music, and then will that translate into people showing up? Or do I just need to put my head down and play the best damn live show I can put on, and then they'll, build it and they'll come and people will just start showing up? And then I think that it's probably people try to go one way or the other, don't see success with it, and they go, oh, well, it's the other thing. It's got to be the other thing. And what for y'all, do you feel like it all happened sort of at once, or was it a blend of the two? Or
I think that's like what's worked for us so well is that we all kind of have our own area of what we're working on. So Trent is manning the social media for the most part, and Jack is kind of has his hand in everything. I was doing a lot of the booking earlier in the year, and like if all of us are just full steam ahead in the one thing that we can do, then like if something else isn't getting the attention that I can put into it, like, all right, I know Trent can do that, or I know Spencer can do that. Like if I can just do what I can do as well as I can do it, then it makes everyone else's job so much easier.
Yeah.
And so that's what's really worked for us, I think.
Yeah.
All the colors of the rainbow.
For sure.
It's good.
Yeah.
And also with the content thing too, like you were saying, like, do you put all your eggs in one basket versus the other? I think what we've realized, what works the best for us is like, we see some artists and some of our friends, like they take so long to post like one video that they're so invested in, and it's got the high quality camera and it's got everything. And, for us, like, our most popular videos are literally me playing drums and hitting a lamp.
I saw that one.
Well,
See, it's working.
Or
It worked.
we had, or Trent playing guitar with some like Snapchat caption that's like some clickbaity thing, but it gets people invested. Like we don't, we think about it strategically, but we don't like take a long time and sit on this one video.
You just
like
post it.
You got the
we just
whiteboard
post what
out,
we-
equations
most-
going
all
on.
our early viral
Yeah.
stuff was just things that we would do, taking videos of each other, like after like a party or something, some stupid thing that we were doing in college or whatever. And like it's just organic to us.
Right.
And I think that's what people are starting to resonate with now.
Well, I think everybody likes the rawness that is coming out of content. I think everybody's using the word authenticity a lot these days. And I think it's because that reason we love the rawness and like an actual insider look at like what you guys are like as a band.
Mhm.
Because maybe they see you on stage and like, well, maybe I'll take a deeper look. Like, what are they actually like? And you get to see that on your social media. And I also think that's kind of why podcasts work too.
Totally.
Is because it's raw.
Yeah.
Like the imperfections are going to be there, and like the actual authentic personalities are going to be there, which is what people are starving for.
Yeah.
And it's like it's that kind of thing that we're running away from, like kind of the LA personality types,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like it's not like that's not you. Like
Yeah.
you're not there.
I also think it depends on the artist, right? Like I think
Yeah.
that our project is so the band is so dependent upon our musical personalities. So for the social media strategy or the stage performance to be something that's like choreographed and we're wearing costumes and there's this huge thing of lights behind us, like that shit is like not who we are as people. That's not what the sound reflects, and therefore the social media strategy shouldn't be something completely disparate from
That's
that.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would just be weird if like you get like a very real, I mean, like lyrically, like some of the songs that we have out, it's just like I'm literally just like, here, I'm gonna open a vein and you can take what you want from it.
Right.
And, like truly, like it, I mean, so for us to go completely out of left field when it comes to the social media strategy, it would just be inauthentic, yes, but also just like weird. It's like, why would you do that? That doesn't
weird.
make any sense. That's not the music that we're making. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. So I work for a marketing company on the side, and that's what we do with branding.
Yeah.
Like a good brander is going to know you guys as a band inside and out, like what your beliefs are, why you're doing this in the first place. And if it's a good brand, it's like what you're saying. It's just like, it's putting a spotlight on the more macro stuff, where it's like, it's you opening your vein and being like, this is the true thing. It's not like, well, we should probably please like this side of the music industry, and we should be wearing more purple. Purple's in. Like,
Ravens.
I've never wore purple in my life, but it's in, so I should probably wear more purple. Like, no, you're not interested in purple.
Yeah.
So don't wear purple.
Right.
Wear what colors you're currently wearing.
Yeah.
Like-
I feel like
Light blue.
yeah, I
Light
think
blue.
I'm wearing a lot of light blue today.
It's a good look.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think that deciding to do things that would be popular would just be I mean, from a writing perspective, it would piss me off. Like that I don't like that. I've never been the type of person who likes to wants to follow like a trend because it's trendy. It's like,
Did
if
we
it's,
just create the song of the summer?
yeah, oh my god, it's just like, it just makes me want to light myself on fire. It's the worst. And it's
Did we just create the song of the
and
summer?
I get why people do it. It's not that I like don't understand it.
Because
and,
it
like,
works sometimes.
yeah, because sometimes it works,
Yeah.
and like I get
Yeah.
that. But like really and truly, we have to find. I think that it's exactly what you're saying. You have to find something in your voice that feels authentic to you,
You're
because otherwise it's
interested
not
in.
going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to post, did we just create the song of the summer? Like every 3 days. Like nobody wants that. Nobody wants to do that. You're not gonna want to post, then you're not gonna want to write,
Yeah,
then
it's
you're
not
not gonna
fun.
want to play, and it's just all just gonna fizzle out. You're just gonna get discouraged by it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Do you remember when we first started our band and we would just play like house shows on campus and stuff and local stuff? Our video promo was like iMovie
Yeah.
edits that were like terrible
Yeah.
on purpose. Like
Yeah.
but
Sure.
we would just go interview people on campus or like make these like fake workout videos or
Yes.
just or like we made like a Halloween like alien spoof, but like that was what was organic because it was COVID era and you couldn't really do too much, and that's just like they were just fun, and I think that's like the energy we started with and we still have to an extent. Like we
That's
go
pretty
back
great.
and watch those videos and we're like, yeah, they're still kind of funny. Like they still hold up,
I don't know if we know any other way to be honest,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
you're kind of getting an idea of what it was like to just hang out with us at our house when we used to live together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of all the crazy Trent captions on all of our social media posts. Like that's how he talks. Like, that's literally how he
For
talks.
better
Yeah,
or for
yeah.
worse.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like sometimes people who don't know us like read stuff like we post or like see like something ridiculous that we post and it's like, oh, that's funny. Like your social media strategy is good, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so, but also that's just who we are. Like
Yeah.
that's what we do. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how we speak to each other.
Right. It's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Well, we want to jump into another one?
Let's do another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
What's the other
Another
one we're
one.
gonna do?
Another one.
Oh, there we go again. Scream until we can't speak. I'd probably run if my knees didn't go weak. But then you pull me in, tell me you won't let go. I'll probably run, babe, but how am I supposed to know? I'm hanging pictures in a house that's burning down. I think it's time that I got out. Thought I was better than letting you pull me from left to right. You might just tear me apart this time. I'm hanging pictures, babe, without you in the frame. Why does it feel like I'm to blame? 'Cause if the sky grew dark and cold, I would have given you the sun. Back when I thought you were the one, we had something worth its weight in gold. But you filed silver from your gun. Back when I thought you were the one. Who'd have thought fall in love would turn to fall apart? Knew it was dangerous, but now I've got the scars. You can keep your jacket, I'll keep thanking my lucky stars that you put cards on the table, stopped spinning fables, showed me who you are. 'Cause if the sky grew dark and cold, I would have given you the sun. Back when I thought you were the one, we had something worth its weight in gold. But you fired silver from your gun. Back when I thought you were the
Woo!
The fan cam.
Yeah, start tagging, like, find out who the Dota accounts are on TikTok.
Dota
Start
guy.
tagging them.
Yeah.
I know there's some people that's their niche. It has to be. Every TikTok has every niche on it. There's got to be some Dota accounts that are
Yeah.
just dedicated.
And I definitely don't know about any of them.
I don't either. I'm just speculating here.
I definitely do not work for the Dota marketing team.
Dota's sliding us a fat check for this
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
I don't know if we're getting sponsored by them after this one, boys.
Neither
We
do I. Yeah, I
invited
think we
Pump
kinda shit on
Action
them
to
a little
come
bit.
play the new Dota game. They roasted us too much, and we said we're going to turn you
said-
guys into fans.
Love it.
Sign up now.
You know what I really love doing? Playing Dota with my friends.
Something I definitely do.
Use code Pump. Yeah, exactly.
You get some new skins or something in the Yeah,
We should try and get some niche sponsorship like that.
Yeah.
You're each playable characters in it. Hey,
You can get a yo-yo sponsorship.
No, we're defending the ancient. Pay attention.
we're
we're
all
defending
defending
them.
you.
Yeah. Oh, you're the ancient. You are the oldest.
You are the ancient.
Yeah. He's the oldest.
Defense of the ancient. Just
the ancient,
Not
yeah.
even
Ancient.
plural.
Oh.
Just
Jackson's our ancient. He's the oldest here.
Aw.
dude, I'm about to
That's
be
so sweet.
29.
You're about to be truly ancient
Yeah, I know.
pretty
dude.
soon.
Well,
Does that
it'll
make
be a
sense?
year countdown before I just die, because that's what happens when you turn 30.
As soon as you turn 30, you simply pass away.
Yeah, you just die.
We're doing a
Can't have any more fun.
You're
Can't
done.
do anything new.
You get your hangovers last 6 months.
Yeah.
for his birthday. We're doing a mourning party.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna
kinda
have a little.
fun.
We're all
have a
wearing
funeral
black.
for my 20s. Yeah,
That's fun. I like
yeah.
that.
Everybody's
That's a good
gonna
idea.
wear black.
Yeah, we're
and I'm
gonna
gonna
kill
walk
him.
in with a. I'm gonna look like one of the ancients because I'm gonna
Yes.
have a robe with like a
course.
candle.
Of course.
Oh,
We
like
got a friend
Gregorian
that's-
chants.
Yeah.
We got a
Oh.
friend that's going to be the Grim Reaper. It's going to be
That's,
great.
that's really good. I
Yeah,
like
we're gonna have somebody come in as a Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
I just want to be super extra for it. You
I
know?
like it. When's your birthday?
September 30th.
Oh shit! It's like wow.
Yeah,
It's
I-
right around the
that's-
corner.
Yeah, 14 days away.
Holy
2
fuck.
weeks.
Wow.
Monday.
2
Wow.
weeks, and then the
and
countdown
a year
begins.
once
Yeah,
until
yeah.
you
And then
die.
the countdown begins. Yeah. So I better get something done this
How are
year.
your joints feeling? Good for the next 2 weeks.
You know,
probably.
it's funny you should ask. Actually, my joints are hurting.
Fuck.
Yeah,
We were just complaining
we
before
both
you
had
guys
the
showed
same
up.
joint pain. Too.
Really?
Same
Yeah.
leg, too.
Same leg. Yeah, it's where my leg connects to my body.
Oh.
So
So
it just
hip flexor.
hurts. It's
Yeah.
my hip flexor.
So
I
hip
That
learned.
flexor.
hinge right there.
Yeah,
Put
that
those in
hinge.
together.
And
Oil it up.
I've been running, and I'm not really a runner.
That was a
but
mistake.
Yeah, I got the urge to do
where
it one
most
day.
problems
and I-
start there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Have you
So
tried
it's
playing-
100% related to that.
Fuck running, man. That
Yeah.
shit sucks.
Have you tried playing Dota instead of running?
That's
a
a
good
very
point.
good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought you were about to slide in with like a pickleball endorsement. Like that's really what it
No.
felt like was
I'm
you were
not-
being set up for.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
hurt.
The moment someone brings pickleball up, the moment
I'm
this
not doing
podcast
it.
stops.
They're
I'm
outside
not
my
joining
tax bracket.
pickleball.
That has nothing to do
Yeah,
with me.
it's totally outside.
Yeah, it's just tennis disguised as something
Lame.
easier. Yeah,
For Pete's sake.
it's just trendy tennis.
Hey,
Kelly's not gonna like this.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
we can talk
Yeah,
about
really-
Dota, but we can't talk about pickleball.
Yeah. Know
That's
our audience.
off
We have to know
limits.
our audience.
Yeah, we-
Our audience
yeah.
is 75% old white people.
yeah. We got a lot of pickleball players. We apologize for that.
Sorry about
You got to
that.
do more shows in Brentwood.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'd pay us a lot. So
They
that'd be
probably would.
Play like pickleball Wimbledon.
cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. Wear
Hey,
all
should-
white.
Yeah,
I kind of like tennis. I'm not going to lie.
tennis. Is kind of
I
fun to
love
watch.
Yeah.
I've never done
My
it.
parents love tennis.
Really,
Like, really
Super
love
into-
tennis.
They,
Yeah.
Do they play or they just love to
My
watch?
dad used to play, yeah, but
Okay.
they also love to watch. Like they go to like the U.S. Open, like
Yeah.
they've been to Wimbledon
that's cool.
and stuff. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
That's
I
super fun.
I don't really know much about tennis, but I do have a distant cousin who won the over 90 league in Texas. And there is an over 90 league, and I think he probably won by Yeah, he's the ancients that we're defending. Actually, yeah, I don't know anything else about it except that I have a distant relative that was like 92 and won.
That's sick.
Yeah, I
Dude,
think
that
there
was-
was
What's he
only
doing now?
one other. I think he's not with us. I don't know.
Oh.
He's a distant cousin. I
Okay,
mean, it's not
understood.
like I've never met the guy, but yeah,
That
he's
was
an
my-
ancient. He's out there.
Yeah, he's out there.
My
You're gonna
grandpa.
be like, I have a distant cousin named Roger Federer.
Yeah, so did I also thought you were setting up to be like, my last name's actually Agassi. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but the Williams sisters are my cousins.
that's
Yeah.
the resemblance is uncanny.
Right?
Irish.
Can't you see it?
Yeah,
we look
my Irish
very
queen,
People
Serena.
are always saying that. Like, are you
Irish
related
queen.
to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I am.
Have you guys seen that meme of Io Edebiri like being Irish? Like you know who that is?
Oh, I don't know.
She's the black girl in The Bear. I don't know if you guys watched The Bear.
I didn't watch The Bear either.
I am in the middle of the bear right now
it's so
with
good.
Blake.
Yeah, you
Shout
are
out
in
Blake
it, yeah.
again.
Dude.
Whenever I pull him out of defending the ancients, we watch the bear together.
you say yes, chef.
Yeah, chef. I'll be walking through the kitchen. I'll
Corner.
yell behind, corner, behind.
Yeah.
yeah.
God, I love that show.
Yeah, I love that show so much.
Love
We're
I
on.
wish Chicago was real. I love that show.
Yeah, dude. Why? How did they think of such a good fake place?
I don't know.
Yeah,
With
how
the
do they
fake
inv-
accents.
Yeah. Those
And,
aren't
and a
real.
weird sandwich.
No one talks like that or dips sandwiches in that oil stuff.
God, it looks so good. I've never had one. It looks so
They're
good.
actually really good.
I believe it.
There's a place in Denver called Wrigley's that is a totally
there you go.
Chicago themed bar, and they have those sandwiches, and they're actually
They have it.
so
they
good.
have it at Nicoletto's. I just never had it. Like the. I've
never
only
even
ever
thought
been to
about
Nicolette. I only went with Trent and his girlfriend like the other day. Like,
Yeah,
but
Nicoletto's is good.
it's
I
really
never
good.
been.
So good.
It's
really good.
delicious.
Wait, what kind of sandwich is this?
Chicago
Italian beef?
yeah.
I like a good Italian beef.
I've never had one.
Sure.
I want to try it.
We
I love
ate-
giardiniera. So
Yeah.
I used to work at a brewery, and we had this guy that would come in. That was like a food truck pop up, and he made his food was so good.
Yeah.
Did he have the Italian?
He made that. It's the dipping sauce, right?
Use code
Yeah.
Pump
Dipping.
Action to get a free Italian beef.
Anywhere in the
We're
country.
sponsored by the city of Chicago.
Yeah, just go into any place that has Italian beefs and demand one.
Yeah.
Pump
and-
action.
Yeah, and so you have the pump action.
You go, fuck. All right.
Yeah.
It's the 15th time today.
Like,
You have
that
to put
sounds
your fist
violent.
in
I
the
should
air.
probably give this guy a sandwich. That sounds like a threat. I should probably give this guy a sandwich.
Dude, I've never even been to Chicago. It's like it's a
good
a
town.
big blemish on my travel record.
I've
to
been
not
once.
have
Clearly
It
is.
was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I was only there for a weekend, so I didn't really get to see like even a fraction of everything that there
I've
is.
literally only ever heard good things. Like people are like
Yeah.
it's the best. I'm scared that if I go, I'm gonna like it too much and not want to leave.
It's
Yeah.
a great spot. Really good food, quite obviously.
Yeah.
But the first
Great
time I
food.
went there was for a drum show. It was for like the Chicago drum show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there alone and I didn't know where to go.
Mhm.
So I was just wandering the city and I just went to the first food spot that I could recognize. So I went to Noodles.
What is noodles?
I don't know.
Like Noodles and Company.
No, I've never heard
It's
of
a
that.
it's
Is it
a
pasta?
chain. It's like it's all over
yeah,
the
It's
place.
just like it's like Subway for pasta.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
like that's a sin
Yeah.
to
Well,
go to
yeah.
Chicago. It was probably like
That's
right
not-
next to like a hot dog spot.
Yeah.
I just got
Yeah.
You
I
gotta
got
go to
mac and
Portillo's.
cheese.
That place rocks.
Portillo's. That was the
Portillo's
first thing I
fucking
ate when I
rocks.
got there.
Yeah, that's just
Um,
awesome.
all right.
I had it in
yeah, so
Orlando.
good.
I've never.
Wait,
like I
there's
said,
one in Orlando?
Yes, I think there's multiple in
Wow.
Orlando,
Dude.
and that's the only time I've ever had it. Like the Chicago things that I've had, like I've had Portillo's and I've had Culver's. Those are like
Yeah,
Culver's,
Culver's
right?
great.
Yeah, Culver's rocks.
Right.
We were
Culver's is
just
the
there. We
best.
just went.
Yeah,
like,
that's a
last week.
Wisconsin
Yeah.
thing.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Is it really?
Culver's is-
Yeah.
I
But I mean,
just
it's close,
associate
it's
it with
close enough.
cheese curd. I
That
just
sounds right.
associate
Yeah.
the Midwest as like
Oh,
one
give-
cold.
Give me the
mass.
cheese
Yeah.
curds, dude.
Chicago is our top Spotify market. So
Is it
Oh,
actually?
y'all gotta go
Really?
play up
Yes.
there.
Why are we here? We got to go to
I know.
Chicago.
You gotta go to Chicago.
I guess
and
on the
play.
road.
I
Get
can
our
see
booking
that.
agent, tell him
Yeah,
there's a show in Chicago.
Hit us up if you
Max.
want us to play in Chicago.
Max, get us a gig in
Drop a
Chicago.
comment.
That's right.
Wherever
That's
it
right.
Drop a like.
Come to Brazil.
Dude,
Have y'all got any come to
I-
Brazil comments?
What is the one that we keep getting? We got London.
A lot
quite
of
few
UK.
times.
Yeah.
a
Oh,
lot of
go to
UK.
London.
I would love to.
Go
We-
do a tour in London.
I was just there in
Cool.
April. It's awesome.
I think I posted after that video went viral recently of our last single. I was like, "Where's everybody from that just followed us?" And like, "Where would you want to see us play?" We had like 10
Yeah.
from the UK. So that 10's enough.
Yeah,
That's more
we
than
have played
enough.
for less
We
than
got
10 people before, I'll
$2,000
tell
in
you
the
what.
hole for flights,
Yeah,
but we got 10 fans.
Yeah.
And if they all buy a shirt, that's like
That's
I
right.
might pay for one of our
Yeah.
flights.
Which you guys have some good merch. I was checking
Thanks,
out your
man.
site. You got the little.
All right.
Was it a dog? What's on
It's a
it?
tiger.
It's a tiger. Yeah. Sorry, you got a bad memory.
Usually
That's okay.
confused for a dog.
Yeah.
So.
It's great
It's
merch.
a weird looking dog.
Yeah.
I love it. What'd you do for the art? Did one of you do that, or you got someone to do it?
That is it?
Saeed?
Yeah, it was Saidi. Yeah,
Mhm.
for the tiger was
For the tiger.
Saidi, who's an artist in Miami,
Cool.
and that was our first merch design. And then we had our friend Taylor do our next one, which is kind of this comfort colors tee.
Mhm.
Nice.
We're getting
Bubble letters kind of thing. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Right.
we got a new color of that coming in soon. We also started to get the hats with the same logo. But yeah, the tiger one was funny because Saidi sent us a message and was like, "I'm just gonna listen to your EP and I'm gonna come up with some ideas."
Hmm.
The first idea was a wounded deer with an arrow through it.
Okay.
It said "pump action" on
We're
it.
like, damn, is that the fucking vibe we
So
give off?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, cool, but like I feel like that's just not us.
Yeah.
The next
Yeah.
one was a tiger with a crown.
Yeah.
We're like, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, I
So-
don't understand how those two things are related.
Yeah.
But,
Well, and
thank
if
you.
you're called pump action, you're probably not shooting the deer with a
Right.
bow and arrow.
That's probably true.
That's true.
That's probably true.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Well, we-
yeah.
Long weapon.
yeah.
There
yeah,
is
we
a-
We can't defend the ancients with a damn bow and arrow.
That's why we're on the show for pump action to defend the engine.
Yeah.
For some reason in the Keys, they always try to rebrand us
The pump
as
action
a
band.
yeah. We were just down there a couple weeks ago or last week, and it's never pump action. It's either pump action band or
Oh.
the pump action band.
Yeah.
Oh,
One
yeah.
time, somebody decided to take the liberty to make our own logo. So it said pump action band with 2 rifles and an X.
I remember that.
behind
Yeah.
it.
That's so much extra
Like,
work
Oh
for that.
yeah.
like that's Florida. It's not
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
know.
they don't know what the singer looks like. They're gonna be so confused.
Maybe tap into the gun club market.
They're gonna be
That's-
like, what the fuck?
that's a
That guy has a
niche.
nose piercing. Get him out of here.
It's a niche sponsor right there.
Yeah,
NRA.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think the name came from a big old list that we had that I had like a compiled list for like a really long time of just band names. Like
Yeah.
like Mad Libs. Like if
You
any two
gotta have
words
one of
came
those.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is gold. And
Yeah.
it was Pump Action Water Gun at first.
Oh,
and it
that's
was like,
cool.
it's too fucking long. Like nobody
Yeah.
wants to be it's too long. So we had to shorten it down to something a little snippier.
It's a good name. I mean, when I first was like, "Hey, I got Pump Action to come on the podcast," the first response, I think it was you, maybe it was Mike,
Yeah.
but they were like, "That's a good name."
Yeah, I said that was the
That's
first
a
thing I
good name.
said.
That's
Well,
right.
it's like you want a name that when people hear it, they think they've already heard of you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
and,
good.
And,
Yeah, I get that
95% of the time
sometimes
people
with-
think it's Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Yeah, we got
Yeah, sure.
Pump Fiction before.
We've gotten a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten my band's called Magnolia Grove. I've gotten
It's a great name.
Thank
That's a
you.
great
It is a
name.
great
Thank
name.
you.
Yeah.
Real recognizes real, you know.
Yeah, I love that.
Our
That's
band
right.
name is now Magnolia Grove.
Yeah.
Good band name. Good band name recognizes good band name.
Yeah, I love
But I've gotten Mongolia Groove.
That too.
I used to.
It's such a different style of music.
There's a place in Denver called the Mongolia Grill, and people used to weekly
that's
DM
right.
us pictures of it and go, "This y'all?" Like
And then you're like, you went, haha, never heard that
Yeah.
one before.
This food is our music. That's
literally
right.
on a weekly basis, I would get a DM of just a picture of the sign, like, "Oh, they made a restaurant."
Yeah.
It's like
You
y'all.
went, ah.
Yep. 75th time I've gotten that picture sent
Yeah,
to me.
love that for you.
Yeah, Mongolian Groove. People mix up my band name with the studio name, so they're like
Garden
Garden
Grove.
Grove.
I was gonna say,
Mongolia- now I'm saying Mongolia, Magnolia Groove, Garden Grove.
Dude, nobody gets Garden Groove. It's Garden
Yeah.
Grove every time.
Everybody thinks it's Garden Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And my name's Taylor. No one calls me Taylor. It's always Tyler.
Damn.
Because
Tyler,
when
you
have
get
you
Tyler?
ever? Oh, dude.
I didn't even know that. That's
Most
funny.
of the time, I worked at a job in
It's not
St.
an uncommon name. Like that's
It is
Yeah.
for like guys, but
I
that's a
guess.
separate thing.
I just never think of it that way.
not in the South, really.
I appreciate
Taylor's like
that.
a not, I've met a couple.
Pretty,
of
yeah, it's
male
pretty
Taylors.
gender neutral.
I think I've met one other male Taylor.
Not to
maybe.
call you like a basic bitch with your name. It's like I just don't think it's that hard to get correct. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's fair. But I worked a job in St. Paul, and for the first 6 months of me on that job, they called me Tyler. And I was like, yeah, that's
You
right.
were like, all right, fine.
That's me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm Tyler.
Tyler.
I can go with it.
Yeah.
That's
I don't think-
fine.
I don't think I've ever had that problem. Like people generally get my name. Have you
Yeah.
guys ever had that? I feel like Trent probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky
You
one.
get like Trey or
I just get Jake all the time.
That's bizarre.
Jake.
You look like a Jake
Oh no.
Damn.
a little bit.
They just start
They
with
go,
that.
hey,
like,
handsome.
I mean, Poppy, if anyone, is the one who gets it. You know, everyone
Watch your-
say Poppy, and everyone's like,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you got that camera too. I'm so
You're-
sorry.
you're
I put you
constrained.
right in the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go in the
That's
other
probably a
room.
good idea.
Actually,
How do you spell your name?
that's
P-O-P-P-Y.
in Miami. Everyone was like, Poppy, like
Yeah,
P-A-P-I,
P-A-P-I.
you know.
when he
Yeah.
introduced himself to me as Patrick, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, Patrick. That's my friend Patrick. And then like a week into school, he was like, actually, everybody calls me Poppy. And I was like, are you fucking with me? Are you fucking with me? Like I don't understand why. I'm like, I'm not gonna call him that. And then I don't think I've called him Patrick in
Yeah.
5 years.
there's some interesting names out there though.
Yeah.
I had a guy who came in. We also do podcasting in the space. I rent
we
the
doing
space
right
out
now? Wait,
for
Yeah,
podcasters.
not for
Yeah,
us.
So I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
We do both.
Surprise. For other podcasters, I'll rent it out. And this guy, he shook my hand and he said, "Burger." I'm like, wait, what was your name?
Fry?
He said, "Burger." He was,
It was a request.
yeah. he
This
was,
isn't a restaurant.
he
sir.
was very nice. He was very nice. But
so funny.
I had to be like, "Oh yeah, Taylor." Yeah, like, my bad.
I think I would assume that he didn't speak English if he came up here and said burger. I'd be like, podcast.
yeah.
Studio.
He was good.
The ancients.
Oh my god. The ancients will never
Back to the
die.
game.
Yeah, the title of this needs to be "Will Pump Action Defend the Ancients?" Make it super
it's not-
clickbait.
not- it's not even-
yeah, not
You know,
clickbait.
That is
gone
so
sexual.
on brand for us
That's
too.
very on
That
brand.
is like we probably have a video posted somewhere that says that.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like that's
Parentheses, not
yeah.
clickbait. Parentheses, gone wild. Parentheses,
Parentheses 18 plus. Parentheses
18 plus.
NSFW.
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It's I feel like we're like not good for the gaming audience though, because the only game that we really play is Madden and NCAA.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the gaming audience is like metal music,
yeah,
right?
there's a lot of overlap. I feel like
It's probably true.
the metal community they beat every other genre to YouTube. Like when
Yeah, dude.
I think
back
that's
in
true,
the like when I was first learning audio engineering stuff, I could never find like psychedelic rock indie recording tutorial. There was never anything like that, but it was like all the metalhead guys were making YouTube accounts, and then that kind of was hand in hand with like all the gaming accounts that were
Right.
maybe, I don't know. I
I
don't know if
think
there's
that's
a
right.
correlation there.
I just feel like metalheads figured out the internet better than a lot of
Yeah.
us.
They're more
generally.
tech savvy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's why he's
Hey.
our social media guy.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go. Case in point.
Yeah. This guy's got it going on.
Man.
Yeah.
You see that lamp over there, dude?
Oh shit.
It's a good looking lamp.
Time to get,
I
time
want-
to get it
Yeah.
in.
Does it,
Hey.
yeah. Does it make any noise?
It's not dude, that's my lamp from college.
Yeah, well.
That was our
It's-
lamp.
Our lamp from college
Stood
did
the
some
test of
serious
time.
damage to our social
Does it
media
do
profile.
anything?
Yeah.
Trent.
It's appears to be
Plastic.
a plastic.
Yeah, the tone won't be that good, unfortunately.
Yeah.
In my
sorry to break
rider,
it
I
to you.
No
said I
resonance
needed a lamp that
in the-
has resonance.
In that plastic.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get a more musical lamp next time.
It's reminiscent of ours. Though.
It does
It
kind of
is.
look like that. We had
Yeah.
it was like a video that we had that a couple of videos.
Dude, I
It
saw
was-
it.
So
Yeah,
many
I saw
so
it.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look it up
So
after this. I
good.
They need
see.
to make a lamp that has like a DI.
Maybe that should be our sponsorship.
I know.
It should
lamps.
just be like a lamp company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a
Hey.
IKEA collab.
I do kind of hate
there you
overhead
go.
lighting generally.
Oh,
Like,
overhead
yeah.
lighting's the worst.
I'm not
Agreed.
into it. Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm a big like warm lighting
Yeah.
kind of
If
person.
that light was 4 times brighter, those lights would not be on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
I get
lights
it.
are great, but still.
Yeah. Warm lighting kind of really just makes my life better.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Warm lighting and plants. That's
Warm
kind of
lighting,
like,
dude, fake or not, they
yeah,
look
it
good.
doesn't make a difference.
Works every time.
I'm in.
Works every time.
I also have a really strong take on lighting.
Go for it.
Let's hear it.
I don't actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you can't. Now I want to hear it.
I just want. Do you have any
Yeah.
take on lighting?
Let's hear your take on lighting.
then.
This is what the people are here for.
Yeah. Let's get to the real
Where
stuff.
would we be without it?
Well said.
That's true.
well
Wow.
said.
Trent went.
Trent's one contribution to the podcast.
Much to think about.
Wow.
Much to consider.
Wow.
We wouldn't be
I'll
able to
put that
see
at
the
the
ancients to defend the. Literally.
Without it is a crazy response.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll put that at the
True.
bottom of the notes.
Yeah.
They'll be like, go follow him on Instagram, and then very, very bottom, like, where would we be without lighting?
Actually, we do have
Question to leave you with.
we have an episode of the podcast that was done half in the dark because the power went
I
out.
listened to that.
Yeah.
I saw
So
it.
we
I
actually
think-
know where we would be without it, and it's not a good place.
It's not a
Yeah.
good place.
Being in here when it's dark outside and the lights go out, and all you have is the laptop screen glow.
So bad, dude.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
spooky.
spooky.
It's definitely spooky.
Yeah, different vibe to the podcast.
Definitely
then it
different
becomes a
vibe.
murder podcast to me.
Yeah, it's true crime.
Yeah.
We're talking about how we defend the ancients
Yeah.
from the darkness,
Yeah.
Pete's sake.
Yeah. Sneakily.
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 We hide in the shadow.
In the
For sure.
sneakest way.
For sure. For sure. Like the assassins in Skyrim.
We're y'all some Skyrim players.
Oh God, go for it.
Oh,
Huge.
no.
Go ahead, bud.
Where would we be?
Where would we be without it?
Yeah,
No, that was
how
like
many
my
songs do
whole
y'all have
childhood.
about Skyrim?
Oh. I mean,
We
how many-
we've
I
talked
have
about.
the
I mean, you
band.
can narrow it down to tens. You know, if
Yeah.
you need to like, just be like in the 50s or 60s. You know,
Our Skyrim concept album will be coming out in 2025.
That's
Very
sick.
excited.
We've had
Very
discussions
excited.
about writing with more fantastical stories and elements, but it just hasn't.
Every time you hear a
Hasn't happened.
Led Zeppelin song, you're like, should I write about Lord of the Rings today? Like, could I make
The
a song about
Gollum and the evil
Yeah.
dwarves.
Is that what Led Zeppelin songs are about?
They
Yeah, they
saw,
were-
yeah.
I'm legitimately asking.
I'm not
like,
joking.
That's
Like,
crazy.
they have a ton of songs about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
That's
they've
awesome.
they've
Like a
said
lot
the
of
word,
their songs.
They've said the word Gollum
Wow.
with a lot of
Mordor,
reverb, and it sounded great.
Gollum.
Yeah,
That is really surprising to me. I
Yeah.
did not know that.
yeah.
I did not know that at all.
They even have like they have this concert DVD that has these like interlude sections with acting, and it's like Frodo and Samwise climbing the mountain to
Wow.
yeah.
They're a bunch of dorks.
Do they?
Yeah,
That's
and they
crazy.
did that before the
awesome.
actual Lord of the Rings movies came out.
I didn't
They
know
were
they
just
did that.
imagining it for themselves as to like
Yeah.
what it would be like.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
That is so surprising. Like I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Is there any kind of IP that we could do that with that isn't already?
Defense of the Ancients. I mean, it's very on the
Oh
table
my
right
gosh.
now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if is there any IP that we're all passionate enough about?
They don't have any like Dune
Don't hug me, I'm
movies or
scared.
anything, right?
Oh my
Like
gosh.
Star Wars or Dune movies or anything like that out yet?
I mean,
Oh.
Dune
Dune.
films. No, they've never
Yeah.
made that.
We could try
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
we should
they
give it a
haven't gotten
shot.
around to Dune yet.
Those movies are sick.
Oh, dude, I
Sick.
think they're my
They are so
favorite of all
good.
time.
I honestly like those two movies
Mhm.
are insane. I've never seen a movie like on that's a spectacle like on that
Yeah.
level.
Oh my
before.
gosh. Like the
absurd.
color on it is
Yeah.
beautiful. The soundtrack is the greatest soundtrack of all time.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve fucking rocks. I love that.
I love
guy.
surrealism and like anything that's like sort of otherworldly, but not in like
but
a
close enough.
not in like a Star Wars. Like I love
Yeah.
Star Wars. That's my number one like of all time.
You and my brother both.
Yeah, I'm a Star Wars nerd, but like I really like stuff where it shows like an alternate future where Star Wars is kind of like, yeah, I could kind of imagine if things just kept progressing, it would end up that way. But like Dune is like they only fight with swords and
Yeah.
like they don't even like no technology has progressed the way that you would have expected it to.
Did
Yeah.
you read the book?
No, I
Dude.
need
That
to
shit
though.
is dense.
I'm almost on the
That's what
last
kept
book.
me from reading it.
Fuck, it is.
a
I
lot.
tried. I was like, this shit is hard.
There's
to-
a
maybe I'm just
lot of
dumb.
names.
It's hard to read.
They drop
Yeah.
a lot of names that you have to
I
keep
know.
track of.
I
It's
know.
tricky.
You were reading it.
I'm almost on the last book. I'm
Okay.
so close.
Dude,
Oh yeah, it's
But it's
gotten
good.
weird.
I tried. I
You
really
just gotta
tried.
breeze past. Like I don't know who that is, but
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going.
That's how I felt watching Game of Thrones. That exact feeling.
That's
of
where
it.
I'm at too. I'm
I
midway.
Rhaegar
I'm
and
midway through Game of Thrones right
Vanir
now.
and Rhaegar
Rhaenys and Rhaenyra and
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck?
every
We need
other
to bring out the
baby is
whiteboard.
named Egon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon is way tougher.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so
It's
too.
all within the Targaryen.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's all the Targaryen
and they're all
names.
blonde,
Yeah,
and they're
dude.
all, and you're like, what the fuck? Can we vary up the names just a little bit, please?
And
Dude, and
not
then
to
they-
mention everyone's aunt and sister and mom at the same time.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know?
Yeah,
So
it's
you're
true.
like,
But then they
ugh.
aged everybody too. So you're like, oh my gosh, that's the same person
Yeah.
as
Yeah, there's like
older?
3
Like,
time skips.
Jeez.
That one, I just found that Game of Thrones is hilarious because it was as soon as I learned somebody's name, they died. Like as
Yeah.
soon as I
Got it.
was really confident I knew who
Finally
they were,
got it.
they died.
Right.
But I think
That's how
just,
that
like,
works.
being able to have these conversations about all these different things, it's just reminding me like I think one of the reasons why we work so well is that we are into so many other things
Mhm.
mutually.
great.
Like I think the fact that we are after this podcast gonna go watch Monday Night Football and then we're gonna sit down in a couple days and probably watch some Lord of the Rings thing or whatever. Like I know so many bands where it's just like music is the only thing, and when there's outside of that, there's just no like bond.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And I think like what makes it work is that we can not have to only be music
Yeah.
focused all the time. And
you need that grounding thing outside of it for sure.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
really
it's very true.
It's fun to be able to hang out with your music friends and not talk about music.
Yeah.
But there's something kind of comforting about you all have that shared passion, but it's your entire relationship doesn't have to be based on that solely.
For
like
sure.
you can just nerd out about whatever.
Yeah.
And
I think it's
Yeah.
key, dude.
then
need
you
it.
can casually jump into some nerdy discussion about music without skipping a beat, but
Yeah.
it doesn't have to only be that. And
I think in a weird way, we kind of got lucky that we were living together during COVID because there weren't really anybody else that we could hang out with. Like we
Yeah.
were in a house of 4 and we just pretty much only hung out with each other for
yeah, for
like,
sure.
kind of
a
fun.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like all of the layers of inside jokes and things that we like and like things that we don't like and how we talk about weird things that Trent cooks and like all that kind of stuff. It's like all of that just comes from like us having lived together for like a really weird time in the world.
Yeah.
And it kind of made it so that we are going to be bonded far past the music thing. It doesn't really
Sure.
matter. Like the music thing is kind of the thing that keeps us focused on what we want to do with our lives, but it's we're still friends outside of
Yeah.
playing music,
Totally.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
Well,
Yeah.
Forever.
Best friends forever.
Best friend forever.
on that note, y'all want to do another last one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Get one more
This
in
one's
there?
gonna be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's great.
We're actually gonna play our whole set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Light up a joint.
the way you talk about me when you think I'm not around. Yeah. You drag my name through every single ounce of dirt down on the ground. A lot of whispers, small and bitter's all you're ever gonna be. Yeah. So have your fun, 'cause when it's said and done, don't you dare look for me. Don't you look for me. How about a round of applause? Standing ovation for your friend. A shining medal with your name on the side. Hope one day you'll find the love you left behind. Must make you sick to think about her sleeping in my bedroom lately. Nah, yeah. Best wake up quicker someday. Look around and see that your baby's already gone. She's already gone. How about a round of applause? Standing ovation for your friend. A shining medal with your name on the side. Hope one day you'll find the love you left
Like because you guys got some shows coming up. You got the East Room coming up.
Yeah.
Plug any shows that you want to plug, and
Finally introduce ourselves for one time.
Yes, that would be helpful.
let's do that.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I'm all for
All
it.
right.
So good.
Everyone want to introduce themselves?
Go for it, man.
Hi, everyone. I'm Poppy Gagan, bass player from Baltimore, Maryland. Go Ravens.
Trent.
I'm Trent Jones, and I'm lead guitar in Pump Action. I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
My name is Jack Dratch. I'm the drummer in Pump Action, and I'm from Philadelphia.
My name is Spencer Ford. I sing and I play guitar, and I am from Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
All right. I didn't know you were from San Antonio.
Yeah.
I
Let's
love
do it
San
again.
Antonio.
The tone.
Let's do it again, but
Let's
we
just
all
start
do
over.
it.
We'll just talk about
Tone.
Texas for the
Yeah,
next.
let's talk about Texas.
So
This is a
Very black
podcast about
barbecue,
Texas
yeah.
at the end of the day.
okay, plugs. Okay,
Yeah,
shows.
plug.
This Friday we are playing at the Royal American in Charleston, South Carolina.
Nice.
So September 20th.
I don't know if it's gonna be out that
October.
quickly,
Yeah, I'm just might as well.
but- Yeah, fair enough.
October
Debatably.
22nd, we're playing in Asheville, North Carolina at Pulp with Lemons. And then, our next big Nashville show is in November 15th. We're supporting the band, the Wonderlands, for their album release. That's going to be an awesome show.
Did you say the Lemons?
A band called Lemons
Yeah,
from,
I saw
from
them.
Memphis.
Oh, they're from Memphis?
Yeah.
I think I saw them play at
really?
Cannery Hall.
Oh,
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they might have just played there. Yeah, they just reached out to us like about a week ago about that show.
I might have saw them
So-
play. I think our buddy Mike was shooting for the Cannery that day.
Okay.
And I just
Yeah.
I hopped along. That's great, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then 2025, we're starting to book out now, and our goal is to be in as many markets as possible. So
Right on.
yeah, working on a couple new singles, and our last single was Euphoria, which came
Yeah.
out in August, and keep streaming that one as well. It's been a big one for us. We're really excited about that one.
Yeah, man.
And merch, we have merch available,
good
t-shirts
merch.
and hats and all that fun stuff, and we're getting our merch site updated. So when we get a new shipment,
Cool.
we'll post about that and make sure everybody can check that out.
Cool. I'll try to shoot the link
Yeah,
to that in the notes.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Go Canes.
Go Canes.
Don't you forget it.
Very exciting.
Awesome.
Thank y'all so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having
It's been
us.
a blast.
Seriously,
Thank
it's
you,
been fun.
Good banter. Good defending of the
Great,
ancients. I had to say it one more time. Sorry.
God damn it,
What a sign off.
I'm done. I'm done.
Shining metal with your name on the side.